Hello, everyone. Chris Matthew with Forbidden Knowledge News. I don't know about all of you, but I really don't like having to wear a mask every time I'm in public, let alone for 7 days at an awesome conference. Well, I have some amazing news. There are no longer any enforceable requirements for mask wearing in Nevada. It is really over. Technically, the lowering of the requirement is only for vaccinated people, but because no one can ask to see a vaccination card, everyone will be taken at their word. It is officially over. So join us at this amazing mask-free conference for 7 days. I hope to see all of you there. Welcome back, everyone. Chris Matthew with Forbidden Knowledge News. Today, I'm happy to welcome James Keenan. He's an author, lecturer, and field investigator. He began his writing career after spending more than 25 years in law enforcement and private investigations. He holds a degree in interdisciplinary studies, and his main curriculum was anthropology and archaeology with a focus on Mesoamerican cultures. He has also delved into research topics on the paranormal and ufology, and he has come to believe that the paranormal, ufology, and ancient human history may have more in common than most want to admit. James, welcome. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. Hey, thanks for having me back on. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I love having you on. You discuss some of the most fascinating topics that I have interest in and that I've featured on the show. So always enjoy it. And you're going to have a fascinating presentation at this year's Laughlin UFO conference, which is going to be awesome. I got to hang out with you a little bit last year, but I think we were on a different schedule a lot of the time and only saw you a few times. So this year is going to be cool. We get to hang out a little bit more.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a while. I think it was last February, as a matter of fact.
Yes, it has. So tell us about your presentation. I know you're going to be presenting on some new findings from the Uinta Basin, right?
Absolutely. So the presentation is called Attempting to Unravel the Mysteries of the Uinta Basin. What it's going to entail is information in regards to the entire basin, as how it ties into the phenomena, all the multiple phenomena that takes place there, from such places as Skinwalker Ranch and Blind Frog Ranch, and additional locations that, again, tie into what's going on. It's not just Skinwalker Ranch where this unusual phenomena occurs. And I'm going to get into detail in regards to what I believe is behind it, or the multiple facets that all come together in order for this energetic capability to occur that allows for this paranormal activity to happen, including all the UAP, that tend to show up in the sky above both ranches and other locations. And what's kind of neat is I'm going up next week on the 26th. So that's in follow-up to a lot of data points and information that was collected from the last time I was up there. There's several pieces of information and data that looked extremely promising and needs follow-up ASAP. And I'm hoping if I find something, I'll be able to add that into the presentation, which is going to be a few days after I get back. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Now, one thing that's I guess you could say common about all these places is the magnetic anomalies that are found. Have you had any recent findings with the similarities between any magnetic anomalies in these locations?
Yes. So the last several times I've been there, I've been taking magnetometer readings with several different types of magnetometers. And I just added a new one. It's a gradiometer. So it's a magnetometer at each end, and it does 3D ground imaging and allows me to look into the ground to about 50 to 55 feet and see exactly what's down there. It transfers all that information into a software program that creates, this mapping of the underground, and it's pretty spot on. And when I was there the last time, I ended up capturing an additional magnetic data point, which is really fascinating. And that information is included in my presentation, including the aspect that this magnetic atypical reading is transient. So it absolutely seems to continue to move. However, it looks like it's on a certain heading that doesn't seem to change. So, and like I said, next week, hopefully I'll be able to follow up on some of that additional data that took a while just to go through. It took several months to go through everything that I collected. But you're spot on. It's a magnetic, some type of magnetic phenomena underground.
That's really interesting. Now, being that this is going to be a UFO conference, basically, I'd like to get your thoughts on what's happening with the mainstream UFO disclosure and all the talk from the media and Pentagon releases. And supposedly we're going to get some information this June, which, I'm not going to keep my fingers crossed for anything profound, but, it is interesting to keep an eye on everything happening. What do you think is going on? Why do you think it's all happening now and we're getting so much coverage about this?
There's several possibilities, but when you look at everything, to me, it just seems that we're being played again. I think that it's misinformation. We're slowing down on all the wars we had. The money's running dry to these large corporations. And I think crap has to be invented again. And, what better than these, if we're talking about this phenomena that we know nothing about, that they're saying, I tend to think that they're creating it on purpose, feeding it out to the media, that there are certain people in the spotlight that we think are bringing this disclosure to us, when I really think that they're doing the opposite. They were put there for that exact position on giving us this misinformation. And I think you're going to see probably $1 trillion, if not more, allocated to this phenomena. And where's that money going to go? To these huge corporations that are no longer making these weapons of mass destruction that was going on for this huge war that we had. But I mean, that's my personal take. And I know a lot of people will tell me, no, that's not, it. They're finally coming out and going to tell us, but that's not going to happen. I mean, what they're going to allocate out to the public is going to be bludgeoned with a black marker, and you're going to see very little. It's going to be enough to make the public paranoid and get this funding going through these senators and get this approval, and it's building up. And I felt like that it came to an end, and I knew that was what was happening when 60 Minutes had this huge piece on the UAP. It's bringing it mainstream now for a reason which I think is absolutely negative. Now, you know what? I hope I'm wrong, and I hope it's the truth that we're all looking for. But sometimes maybe we have to look at other things than it being extraterrestrial or whatever. There's other possibilities. There's been past civilizations and cultures that were far more advanced than us, that were wiped out from cataclysmic events, and there could be a remaining pocket of these cultures or civilizations somewhere on this planet. And I think that that's more of a possibility, and when the timing is right for that to be brought center stream, I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think that could be a possibility as well. And if it is an advanced civilization that possibly is keeping tabs on us, they must be highly advanced, because it seems like some of these experiences that people have with, whether it's extraterrestrials or even connected to paranormal experiences, that these intelligences can kind of warp the fabric of reality and control our reality in a way. So it would seem that whatever technology is being used is extremely advanced, wouldn't you think?
Oh, I agree completely. I think what our government has knowledge of is a very small piece of what's available here. It's just a matter of locating, where it is, if it's still available. I mean, if something occurred that destroyed it, tore it to brought it underground or something of that nature, we may not be able to actually collect everything. But there has to be this in between in regards to what is the government's, what are other governments, and what are just really truly just unknown phenomena at this point in time.
Definitely. So we're living in very interesting times right now, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you at the conference, hearing your presentation. Now, if people want to find out a little bit more about you and your research between now and then, you have a website, right?
I do. So it's amazon.com/author/James Keenan. I try to update it as often as possible. And I also have a YouTube under James Keenan as well. You just got to get past the Maynard James Keenan from Tool to get to me.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know. I've gone through that problem as well. But James, thank you so much for coming on today, and I look forward to seeing you in Laughlin and also seeing all of you. It's going to be a great time. This year's Laughlin UFO Mega Conference is the world's largest. It's going to feature 35 of the world's most incredible scientists, researchers, and contactees, and they're going to be presenting the most incredible information and disclosures over 7 days. There will always be only one presentation at a time, so you don't have to miss anything. You can now register for the full week, for a half week, or even by the day or session. And not only is there going to be over 35 amazing presentations, you're going to get a skywatch, you get to meet and greet with all these amazing presenters, exclusive film screenings, and much more. Go to the website, LaughlinUFOMegaconference.com right now and register. Last year's conference was awesome. It was absolutely amazing. And this year's is going to be even better. So join us for an incredible 7 days of education and disclosure. The Laughlin UFO Mega Conference.